Hello everyone, today I'm talking about my dream destination, Cairo, Egypt. I chose this city because I'm fascinated with the mythology and the ancient art of this place. It's a place where the history meets the modern life. So let's see what it's about. And imagine that I'm here. I obviously taking the Cairo metro because it's more faster than a taxi. And Oslo using apps like Uber because it's more efficient and cheaper than in other big places. For a unique experience, obviously, I'm riding the Nile taxi because it's the most scenic way to see the skyline, and while avoiding the famous traffic of Egypt. And why not? I'm riding to the Giza pyramid by a camel. It sounds very funny to do, and it's one of my dreams to travel in Egypt. So now I'm exploring the flavors of Egypt. And in this slide you can see four iconic dishes. First, I'm testing the koshari, which is the national dish. It's the most famous street fish in Egypt. It's a mix of pasta and lentils, and as I say, it's the most popular food in Cairo. Next, I'm trying tameya, the tameya, yes, the Egyptian version of falafel, made with fava beans. It's creamier than the traditional klippea falafel. Uh, I'm taking this for breakfast because it's common. It is in breakfast, and I'm having full madams, a savory bean stew that is older than many modern recipes. It looks very tasty. That's remind me kind of frijoles. And finally, I'm tasting the molokia, that is a green soup that is very unique texture. I think the Egyptian cuisine is tastier than the typical food. That's definitely the most fascinating part of my trip because I really love the food, and this looks very amazing and funny to taste. So why not? And well, in this part, this is my trip. I follow in a very busy schedule because I'm visiting the Grand Egyptian Museum to see the most ancient statues and artifacts. It's larger than any museum that I ever seen, and I really want to see the Tutankhamun artifacts or the mummies. It's very interesting to see all of these famous things. Then I'm exploring the Coptic Cairo to see the hanging church. I'm interested in this area because it's more peaceful than the city center, because the city center is full of traffic and people and full of noise, just because Egypt is really noisy. And on my third day, I'm going to the Khan de Khalil Bazaar. And I'm buying some souvenirs there and hanging for the best prices because it is the busiest market in Egypt. It did have amount of things, as you can see in the photo. And I think that finally I'm visiting the citadel of Saladin. I'm taking a bus to reach the top, where the view is the more spectacular from the Nile. I'm planning to spend the whole afternoon there because I want to enjoy all this place and the history behind there. Is the place where I can see everything. As I can see, investigating and reading, is the point where you can see the full Nilo. It's iconic view, and it's one of the most beautiful views in Egypt. And then comparisons, because Cairo is the most. So in the forum, my classmate posted about Cobeñas, and while Cobeñas is a beautiful beach, Cairo is more interesting for the artists like me. And the architecture in Egypt is older than in Colombia, obviously, and the atmosphere here is the more fascinating than I can imagine in any other places. And as you can see, I put that the Cairo is more famous than Cobeñas, obviously. Uh, as I say later, Cairo is noisier than Cobeñas because Cairo is full of people, full of traffic, too much motorbikes, too much cars, and that's why I'm riding in the Dax Nile all the river. Cairo is one of the hottest places in the world. Yes, Cairo is so hot because it's the desert, and you know that's really obviously obviously is the most busiest, as you can see in the Balakail Bazaar. It have a lot of things, it's a really bazaar. It's what a really bazaar means. It have a lot of things. I'm spending too much time in there. I'm looking because I'm curious to see what kind I buy and what kind I have in my house, because I would like to have my house with historical objects. It's one of my dreams. So this is all for my presentation. To conclude, I'm planning this visit to improve my English, obviously, and my art skills. Cairo is a legendary city that I hope to visit soon, and it's one of my biggest dreams. I really want to stay there and make some draws or a sketch on my notebook while I see everything, all the mysterious places, um, the iconic, the iconic ones. So thank you for listening, and this is all. Goodbye.